weeks of sunshine in February. Now, that's rare in the UK. No rain, no storms, just clear skies, and a much needed boost of vitamin D. But tonight is even more special. 7 planets will align on the horizon, a once-in-a-lifetime sight, and we are heading to the beach later to see it. But for now, I've got some free time, which means one thing: experimenting with a new bake. So welcome to my experiment kitchens vlog. Whenever I don't have baking orders, I love testing new ideas, seeing how can I tweak a recipe to make it fluffier, softer, or just a little different. I calculate the recipe and write everything down. This helps me to adjust in the future, just like in the chemistry lab with calibrations and measurements. Baking is a science. Today I'm making a banana loaf cake, but with a twist: extra fluffy, buttery, and moist. These are the 3 elements I'm aiming for. Usually banana loaf is an easy one-bowl method, and it's a great beginner-friendly bake. But I want to see if a few advanced techniques, a meringue method, a creamy method, and a premium cultural dairy ingredients, can it take it to the next level? Maybe even the best banana loaf cakes. Or if I fail, at least I'll save you the trouble. First thing first, lining the cake tin with the baking paper. I like to measure everything before mixing so the process flows smoothly. Everything is weighed in grams for accuracy. I start with the dry ingredients: self-raising flour, rice flour, corn flour, baking soda, and a pinch of salt. 3 tablespoons flour might sound extra, but here's why. Rice flour and corn flour are gluten-free, so swapping in a small amounts lowers the overall gluten content. Less gluten means a lighter texture. Think of gluten like a tangled wires. The more tangled, the denser they bake. Great for chewy bread, but if I want a fluffy cake, I need the opposite. A quick mix, shift everything together, and that's done. I originally planned to use buttermilk, but I ran out. Honestly, I didn't actually plan to bake today. Luckily, I had cafe yogurt in my fridge. It has a similar acidity to buttermilk, and it will react with the baking soda, creating a tiny carbon dioxide bubbles that make the cake light and fluffy. Now, onto the butter. But it's not just any butter. It's French culture butter. It has this deep, rich flavors thanks to the lactic acid fermentations and high-quality dairy from Normandy. I discovered this butter from a favorite pastry shop that always sold out. After researching, I realized they highlight culture butter in their bakes. So, of course, I had to try it myself. And honestly, I haven't looked back since. If you ever see butter labeled with the lactic acid or starter culture, you're on the right track. And if the name sounds French, even better. I forgot to bring mine to room temperature, so I softened it in the microwave, but I overdid it. Now it's too soft and greasy. I let it aside to solidify again in my cold kitchen. While waiting the butter to cool, I move on to prep the crumble topping. I want the banana loaf to have a crisp, buttery contrast to its soft, fluffy sponge. Once again, good butter makes a huge difference. Start off with cold butter, light brown sugar, pinch them together with clean hands until just combine. Then add in all-purpose flour. The key here is not over-mixing. You want crumbles, not cookie dough. Once done, I set it aside. Final prep step: separating the egg yolks and whites. The egg whites will be whipped into a meringue and folded into the batter later. This is one of the techniques I'm testing. I know it's tempting just to throw everything into one bowl, but I'm hoping this extra efforts pay off. If it does, this might be the best banana loaf I've ever made. I'd add sugar and cream of tartar to the egg whites and whip them to the stiff peaks. If you've seen my others bake, you know this is a chiffon cake technique. The meringue adds air, making the butter lighter. But with so much fat from the butter and the moisture from the bananas, I wonder if it will work well. Once the meringue is done, I set it aside. Back to the softened butter. I swap some white sugar for dark brown sugar. The molasses in the brown sugar will give the cakes a richer caramel flavor. Next, ripe bananas. In the UK, we don't have many banana options, so I use whatever is available. They are not the sweetest, so you might have the better choice where you are. I cream everything together with a hand mixer until it's light and fluffy. A quick scrape around the bowl with a spatula. Ensure everything is evenly mixed. Once the mixture looks pale and smooth, I add in the egg yolks and neutral oil. The butter adds flavors while oil keeps the cakes moist, especially in colder weather, which helps the cake maintain a soft texture. Now, alternating between the dry ingredients and warm cafe yogurt. I fold them in gently in 3 parts. This avoids lumps, similar to when making a pound cake or butter cake. Over mixing will develop gluten, which I definitely don't want. Finally, I gently fold in the whipped egg whites. The butter instantly looks lighter and more aerated. At this point, the butter is ready to bake, but I'm feeling extra, so I'm adding blueberries and chocolate. I pour a quarter of the butter into the cake tin. On one side, I sprinkle dark chocolate chips. On the others, I swirl in homemade blueberry compote, which I had left over from a baking order. A quick skewer swirl gives a subtle marble effect. Then the remaining butters go in. I mix cocoa powder into some reserved butter and pour it over the chocolate side and more chocolate chips. More blueberry compote on the other side. And since I had leftover banana that wasn't measured into the recipe earlier, I slice it up and place it on top. No food waste here. Now for the best part, crumble topping. A generous amount. Because, let's be honest, more crumble means better flavors. And look at that, that's beauty. Can't wait to try it. So crispy the top.